How about you? Back with my good friend Kevin, and you've been zipping around, jet setting, going everywhere. Like, where'd you just come back from?
Just came back from Cebu.
Yeah.
Then I was in Sikihor Sunday for the brownout.
Hmm.
And then Monday I leave for 7 days to go to Boracay, Tablas, Ramblan, and Sibuyan.
Wow.
That's my birthday, though. My birthday is the 14th.
Mm. And so, have you found any place that you like better than Dumagetti?
You know, not really. Just
Mm.
there's enough nature here. Plus, I've got the ocean right here
Yeah.
in the backyard. Um, Great restaurants. I can get the meat and everything that I want here. It's a great hub for traveling anywhere.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, only been on 12 islands. This will get me up to 16 or 17. So,
Mm.
so we'll see.
Mm. And so, how's things going with the investing? And is the election stuff affected that at all? Or
Yeah, about uh, everything jumped up for a day. It was a Tuesday, and I did all my calls, which are great.
mm.
So that was about 2 weeks ago because they're all expiring this Friday. And then the next day, everything just tanked. But then since today started in the U.S., my portfolio's up 24%.
Wow.
Nice jump.
Oh, that's
So
huge. Mm.
yes, so so that odds are because of the kind of stocks that I have and everything, that probably means that the public thinks Trump's going to pull us
Yeah, I was
out.
just looking on the news. It seems like that's kind of written in stone right now.
Well, I mean, she's still got California, so that's 54 electoral votes. That alone would make it 205 to 171 with Colorado and Pennsylvania and
Yeah.
Georgia's out there.
And she could win Pennsylvania, I think.
I think they were saying whoever wins Pennsylvania's got an 80% chance of winning.
Mm.
So,
But yeah, I'm a Harris supporter, and I was just really disappointed in the number. I thought it'd be much better than it is.
yeah,
But anyway, it is what it is. I'm glad I'm not there.
well, who knows what it's going to be like
But no
there.
matter who wins, I mean, there's going to be a lot of animosity and protests, and
Oh yeah,
no matter who wins.
oh yeah,
And so I'm glad I'm here in peaceful Philippines.
yeah. The next 4 years are going to be crazy. So, but I mean, that's how it is right now. Half the country hates the other half
I know.
because of politics. So,
Yeah.
that's why I like it over here. Every now and then, I'll be up at somewhere like the Red Table, and a political discussion will pop up, and I just get up and leave. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way now. It just, especially on my channel when I'm on doing live streams, it pops up every once in a while, and I tend to say something, but no matter what you say, you're going to piss somebody off.
oh yeah, so I avoid it most of the
Yeah.
time.
So you don't think you'll be going back to America anytime soon, or?
No, I normally go back and do my taxes in April every year, but I fired my accountant in Houston, so now I'm looking for an accountant up in the Hot Springs, Arkansas area where my
Mm.
parents live, and I can just go there, which it might be Little Rock, but I've got another friend who lives off on an island off the coast of Georgia. I might talk to him, give him
Mm.
uh, special powers of attorney for me, and
Mm.
just send all my stuff and use his accountant and everything. Then I won't have to go in until July. And the same guy I'm just talking about, uh, a band called Brit Floyd, which is a British Pink Floyd band, is
Yeah.
playing at Round Rocks in Colorado, which is an outdoor amphitheater, which is
Mm.
pretty awesome. So I think I'll go back in July, visit my parents, and then we'll both fly there and meet for that show.
What are you doing for your mail? Like
My
your mail from like America? Like I'm having a problem with that myself. I just signed up for I think it's called Anytime Mail, um, and so I'm a mail forwarding type place, So see how that works out.
Some friends of mine get my mail, and but I think this next time I go back, I'm going to ship everything to my parents because I've told them that only two or three things is was good, but she keeps everything. So when I get back to
Mm.
Houston, there's a big garbage bag full of just all junk mail, and she's not happy with that.
Yeah, my
So
mom was the same way. She was handling mail for a while. It's just getting too much for her.
right,
I get more mail than she does,
yeah, and it's
and
all junk.
it's all junk.
Yeah.
It's one thing I like about the Philippines: no junk mail, and
Well, no mail.
no mail, no crank calls. Trying
Yeah.
to sell you shit.
I'll be so glad when these political texts these donation things are over, because
Mm.
I have to turn my ringer off at night because
Really?
I've got my U.S. number. I've got both,
Oh.
and so in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, all these texts come in for donations for the political stuff at 2 a.m. and bing, bing,
Who's asking for money? What side?
both,
Both?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I'll be glad when that's over.
Yeah, it's crazy the amounts of money that they spend on this. No other country does anything like this. They think it's insane.
Oh yeah.
I think Musk dumped in like 125 million into Trump. And
Wow.
just unbelievable.
I didn't see that. Like I
Mm.
said, I don't really pay attention to it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I'm not going to after this. No matter who wins, I'm going to just kind of step back and just. I don't live there anymore. It's not my country anymore. I'm just going to enjoy here in the Philippines and not get stressed out over it.
and what visa are you on? Did you get
13A, yeah, all
okay.
set. Yeah,
So that's all set. Wow.
yeah. Problem is, it's like I just went on to my Social Security website, which I've been using many times. Just log in, put in my information, boom, it pops up. I'm in my account, and now it says it's going to send you a passcode. Same problem I had with Coinbase. They send me the passcode, I never receive it, and it was just some number. I don't know what number there. It's like the last four numbers I don't even recognize. I don't know what phone number that is, but I never had a trouble like 6 months ago getting on. But now they want me to do that ID me thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just a nightmare. I've tried everything, and they don't accept all your documents. They want, electric bill and car loan bill and all this stuff. And like I'm in the Philippines, so I don't have all this American stuff. I just got my Philippine ID and my American passport. That's it,
All right.
and that's not enough.
Yeah, they don't even have our names on our electric bill here, do
No,
they?
no, no. Yeah, so it's a real pain. You try and call them, forget about calling Social Security. You're listening to 25 minutes of recorded messages before you even maybe get to talk to a person.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, so you don't have to worry about that yet. You're not doing Social Security yet, right?
No, no. Well, I still. Well, this is my 59th birthday coming up,
Mm.
so I'll start 3 more years before I can do that.
So you're gonna do it at 62?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would too.
I can make a lot more money with that money,
Yeah,
than me waiting 3 more years.
Mm.
So
yeah, I think so too. Mm.
um, yeah. So looking forward to this trip. I know you didn't have a good time when you went to Boracay, but I'm flying in. I'm flying into Kentaclon,
Yeah,
which is up on Iloilo, right there, and then I'm just going to take ferries over. I
yeah,
couldn't imagine driving like you did.
yeah. It was like we had like a caravan, like 4 cars, and I don't know. It's a long way, and I was kind of disappointed when we got there. It wasn't nothing special to me.
I'm actually more interested in the other islands we're going to, Tablas and Ramblan,
Mm.
which is just north of there. There's like another island between Boracay and Tablas, but it's supposed to be basically Boracay without all the tourists,
Oh,
but pretty beaches and everything. And
how you getting there?
there's a ferry, like a
Okay.
3.5 hour ferry from Cantaclon. So
Mm.
we'll fly in on the 11th, stay the night there, leave the next morning, go up to Tablas, stay
Mm.
there through my birthday, then head over to Ramblan and then Sibuyan. Like I said, I'm just trying to get an island count. I want to visit all 7,000 plus islands, which will never happen, but
Well, some of them are just like rocks in the ocean. They're
Oh,
really
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
inhabited.
absolutely. So, in fact, we were over in Mactan, and I rented a jet ski, rode the jet ski, and I wanted to just ride over to the next island just to jump on and I'm here, but they wouldn't let me do that.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, you never see I see jet skis out here all the time. I've never seen one going from here to Sikihor, and they could do that on a jet ski. It's not that far.
I don't know. It's a 40-minute ferry ride. So,
I'm thinking a jet ski could do it in half the time.
right, but how big is the gas tank?
Mm.
So,
I knew some guys who worked for Royal Caribbean that were divers, and they went from the private island all the way to Miami on jet skis at night.
oh, that's
It was
crazy.
dead calm like it is right now. It was a full moon. And the guy was a former Marine. They knew navigation and shit. And they had like 4 guys on jet ski. I think they did take extra gas with them, but they went all the way to Miami to party, which they weren't supposed to do, of course, and had a good time. And the tricky part is coming back because they're coming back to a tiny little island, the private Royal Caribbean island. It's just like, I guess, 25, 30 miles from Miami. And they had to find that in the middle of the ocean.
Wow.
But they did.
I don't know. Those guys who come by here must own theirs because there is no rental place here.
No, it's usually girls on them. It's like
Oh,
two or
really?
three girls. You know, they just go back and forth. For some reason, they like to be in front of our house.
Hmm.
Back and forth, back and forth. That's all they do.
It's pretty calm today.
Yeah, real calm.
So,
You ever try your diving mask thing you bought?
I tried putting it together, and I think I'm missing a piece.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I've got two pieces that are similar, and I'm missing a long piece. So I'm not very happy about that.
You paid a lot of money for that too, didn't you?
$600.
Jeez.
So uh, so I've got to try that again. And another thing, um, from the videos I've watched, filling that tank up with the little
Yeah.
bicycle pump, it's like, well, you could probably only do it 15 minutes at a time or 10 minutes at a time before you'll be worn out. So it takes an hour to fill up that little thing.
I've got a compressor.
Yeah, but I don't know what kind of air that
Well, it's
is.
just air from the air.
This,
Same air that if you use a pump, it's the same air.
well, it's supposed to be some special pump. And they also sell their own little compressor.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
mine's for filling up tires. It's got all these different kind of attachments and everything.
I don't know if that's the same air, but this might have some different filter. I don't know. I wish I hadn't bought it. I'll put it that way.
Hmm.
Rather have the $600 back now.
Yeah.
So because I know I had issues trying to buy it, and they wouldn't sell it to me here because my credit card billing address is the U.S. and I'm trying to send it here, so I couldn't buy it until I went back to the U.S.
Hmm.
So the same thing here. If I'm like, all right, I'm missing this part, send it to me here. Well, no, you didn't get it. You didn't get it there. You got it in the U.S. We're not going to send it to the Philippines. I can just see it being a nightmare like that.
Hmm.
So I wish I hadn't bought it.
Hmm. Well, hmm. Yeah, I haven't been snorkeling in a long time. Used to go out there every day, but just once you've seen it, you've been out there. It's like I just go out there and swim.
Uzi's got decimated between all the Filipinos and Chinese people standing on the coral,
Oh, really?
and then the last typhoon that came through. So all the coral that was right there by the
Yeah.
ropes, that's all. There's nothing out there. It's all dead. So you got to go out pretty far. But a friend of mine, Adrian, who I'm sure you've met him.
Yeah,
He's
I know
probably,
Adrian. Yeah.
well, he just moved right down here, and they've got a protected sanctuary in their backyard, and
Oh, wow.
moray eels, barracudas, lionfish, stuff you never
Gee.
saw at Uzi's,
Wow.
and that's free.
Huh.
So
Wow.
might run over there today, as a matter of fact. Such a pretty day.
Yeah, perfect day. So did you get your bike licensed yet?
Yes, I just got it. As a matter of fact, I came back from Sikihor and had time to kill before I went to see my lawyer, and so I just went by Yamaha. I had to go to Cebulan to buy mine because Yamaha in Dumaguete didn't have a 2024 Max. And so I went in there, got my oil change for my 6-month service, and sure enough, my plate, registration, everything was there. So
That's good.
once I come back from this Boracay trip, I think I'm going to head over to take her over to Cebu and do the whale sharks, Mole Bowl, and just ride around there.
Wow.
So now that I'm not worried about getting stuck on one side of on an island.
Have you been to Palawan yet?
No, I was back and forth between Palawan and Coron this trip, or the one that I'm going on, and just looking at it, I don't know. I mean, El Nido is the big place in Palawan. I mean, I'd also like to see Puerto Princesa, but El Nido is the big place, and that's kind of like Boracay. It's just a lot of tourists and all that. I'm not really that excited to do either one of those. Now, Coron is more nature and the better snorkeling and underground rivers and caves, things like that. But in the end, I chose Boracay and Tablas. I mean, I'll still go to Palawan, but this will be my last big trip of this year. I've learned my lesson about traveling in December.
Why? What's wrong with December?
The OFWs come home.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah. All the cruise ship workers, oil field workers, all those people come in. And so now the population doubles.
Huh.
I got Manila sucks as it is. Try going there with 60% more people.
Wow.
And then try and get a bus. That was another issue that we had last year. We were going up to Vegan City to celebrate Christmas, and you can normally hop on a Ceres bus, no problem.
Yeah.
But now, with like I said, another 60% more people. I had to actually bribe our way on to the last bus of the day to let us stand in the aisle.
Yes.
So, and then Baguio, we got up there. Baguio's up in the mountains, so you've got one road coming in and out. 60% more people there. I mean, I could have walked to my hotel. We switched hotels while we were there. I could have walked to my hotel probably 15 minutes faster than we drove there. So I'll just stay here in December and then start back up in January, and the rainy season should be over with by then anyway.
The OFWs, most of them working 2-year contracts, aren't they? Except for the cruise ship workers, they're working like 6-9 months.
I don't know. And they're big in the oil field now. They're all over the place there. So
yeah, Filipinos working all over the world except for in the Philippines.
They can make more in one week.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, in a month here,
especially in the oil field. So yeah, this will be my last main trip. Like I said, I'll probably take the scooter, take her over to Mobile, and let her swim with the sharks, snorkel with the sardines. Have you done that?
Yeah.
How was
I haven't done the whale shark. I did on the sardines.
Whale shark's actually pretty cool. For 500 pesos, it was, it's sad because they feed them to keep them there, which screws up their migratory, them migrating. But just being right there, I got a tail right in the chest from one of them.
Wow.
They had two, and I didn't know it. And then I look over, and here one was turning, and the tail just whoosh right in my chest, pushed me back about 2 feet in the water.
I don't know. I think animals, like, they've been around for millions of years, and the food sources dry up and change, throughout the centuries. And so they found a food source, and as long as the food source is there, they're fine. And when the food source goes away, they'll migrate someplace else,
Well, but the problem is, all right, so whale sharks get up to 40 feet, 13 meters. Since they've been feeding them now, the biggest ones are maybe 11 meters. They're getting smaller. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But, they are. They're getting smaller. But it is pretty cool to see them. You turn around, and there's one, his mouth is open wide enough to swallow you, but all he's eating is plankton or, brine shrimp, whatever they're feeding him. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, for 500 pesos,
it's worth it.
Worth it.
Pay a lot more for something like that in another country.
Yeah. So pretty hard for you to travel with the little one now, huh?
Well, we do it with the car and stuff. It's like she sits in the back with him, and bring all of our gear, and it's all right. But we're not planning any more trips. We have to go to probably Cebu again because I've got his passport, I got his birth certificate, and then I got to send that to Manila, and then they give me Social Security number. Then they had to go online and get a hold of Social Security and add him onto my Social Security.
So you got him his U.S. passport or the Philippine passport?
U.S. passport and the U.S. birth certificate.
Okay.
Send that to Manila. Then they send you the Social Security number.
Okay.
But like I said, I haven't been able to get into my Social Security account. Like, I've been trying all morning long and can't get in there. And so we send you a passcode. Didn't get the passcode. Try another way. Still doesn't work,
That's why I went ahead. I was using Magic Jack and everything, which is fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm using now.
Well, I switched back and I got T-Mobile. I'm paying for that again because if someone was sending me these codes, I either wouldn't get it in time before it expired, or I just never got it. So now I went back to T-Mobile and I'm getting them, right away.
Well, T-Mobile, though, you can only keep that for like 6 months if you're out of the country and they shut you down.
I have the international plan.
Oh, you do? I had an international plan too, and they cut me off after I'd been here 6 months. Said you have to renew it, and you have to come back to America to do it. You can't do it from here.
How long ago was that?
5 years ago.
Because I'm right at 6 months.
I just talked to somebody the other day. They had the T-Mobile shut off too.
Oh, you know what? Now that you mention that, I am right at 6 months, and I just got a text from them when I was in Sikihor that said they could not do the payment thing that I set up. I had to go in and pay it. I thought there was an issue with my credit card, which I forgot about that. I need to call that credit card company just in case. But maybe that has something to do with it.
It might.
We'll see.
Yeah, getting the passcodes, like all these companies had added that on there. It wasn't there before. And now, like, I did the same thing with Coinbase. Did everything right, transferred money to my bank account, and they said, "Oh, we're sending you a passcode, to confirm." and I never got it. And there's nothing there's no other choice.
I have not been able to get in my Coinbase account since May of 2021.
Really?
My identity got compromised then. I got it shut down so no one
Yeah.
could get in, but unfortunately, that's included me. And the last time I was back in the U.S., I actually talked to him and everything. I took a picture, and it says this is for Coinbase, and it had me
Yeah.
holding
I did
my
that too.
passport and everything. Emailed it to him, but what they did, what they had Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. I don't
Mm.
know if you
I just have
did both.
Coinbase.
Well, I had both. Well, they've since consolidated them.
Mm.
And so what they were telling me when I called and everything, they're like, all right, well, what we're going to do is open you a new account, and then we need to see the credentials for this one, and we'll transfer it over. So I took the pictures and everything, sent it to them. They automatically applied it to the new one, not the old one.
Mm.
And then I ran out of time in the U.S.
Mm.
So I ended up coming back here, and I have not been able to contact them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've got
They got terrible customer service.
yes,
The worst.
I've only got a few thousand.
Yeah, but still, a few thousand, a few thousand. Like they're doing that to everybody. Like like I lost all my money that I had in Coinbase too. And it's like they just get away with it because it's a few $1,000s, and people say, "Oh well, forget it." So it's like a bad investment, and they walk away from it. And Coinbase keeps all that money. Tries millions and millions. Cause I see online it happens to people all the time. I'm talking to people that have lost $20,000 with Coinbase.
Well, I'll have to when I go back, I'll dig into
Yeah,
it more and just get it out of there.
yeah.
So,
I just want to close my account, get my money back,
yeah.
but so far no luck. Everything nowadays is like a smartphone, and they want you to do all these steps. Like Social Security, there's all these things they wanted you to do just to get into my account, which I used to be able to get in no problem. And now I've got to jump through all these hoops to get in my account. And you think senior citizens, like I'll be 70, and people that are older, they didn't grow up with smartphones, and they assume that everybody, people 80 years old are supposed to have a smartphone. You have to have one.
All right.
You must have one, and you must know how to use it, and send in photos and do all this other stuff. And a lot of these people, they don't know how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
They get frustrated. It's not easy. It's got to be a perfect picture and send it here, and the right size video photo and everything. It's just bullshit. I think they're making it so hard that people give up and they don't get their money.
I'm having issues with one of my accounts, one of my brokers, and it was the same thing. All of a sudden, I went to transfer some money over, and they said, "Well, now we need you to upload pictures and everything." So I uploaded my passport, then do the little thing. You got to turn your head each
Yeah.
way. Said no, we couldn't verify it. So is it me? Is it the picture? So I used my Texas license, everything. Nope, can't verify it. So I sent them a very mean
Mm.
message, and this brokerage doesn't have 24-hour customer service. You use Charles Schwab, you can get someone 24 hours
Yeah,
a
and
day.
they're good.
The,
Yeah.
the other one that I have doesn't. It has to be during their hours. So I sent them a nasty message saying, "Hey, look, all I'm doing is trying to make a transfer and to the account that's already on there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to add a new bank account or anything like that." I said, you better get this crap straight, because I said I'll lay low till after the election, but after the election, I'm going to transfer some money. And if you don't have this straight by then, I'll just start selling it, and I'll move everything over to Schwab. And sent me a little message back. You're good to go.
Mm.
And there's all these other things that I've got that want to do these two-step verifications and all that. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this. So
I get that on my bank. Like almost every other time I go in, like the same computer, the same passwords, the same everything, and we want to verify it's you.
Yeah.
And so you get a phone call and a passcode and all this stuff. It's like it's really annoying, especially when you're traveling. You're not, back in America.
Yeah.
But they're just making it harder and harder. They're trying to protect themselves from fraud, but they're really screwing their customers.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing that gets me is I use a VPN over here.
I do too.
So a lot of times, all of a sudden, it'll show that it's a different device, and now all of a sudden, I'm from Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah.
So that's why this is a new device, and I've only got one phone. So that's the VPN.
Well, Magic Jack won't work in the Philippines unless you have a VPN now.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only way it'll work.
Mine expired, and I need to start it back up.
Yeah, because mine has stopped working. For some reason, they cut out the Philippines last month.
Wow.
Just cut it out altogether.
One of my viewers, and it might be the same guy you saw in the mall.
Chad, probably.
Chad, because he's like, "Hey, can you help me port my number over on Magic Jack, and I'm like, oh, mine expired. I haven't even looked at it in months, but once I get back and on a computer, I'll do it. But if we're cut out, I don't know.
Well, if you got a VPN, you're fine. As long as the VPN's on your phone,
Okay.
you're okay.
All right.
That's what I did. I got NordVPN, and sure enough, it worked. The problem is that it slows down so many things. Like I'm downloading a movie or something, it's real slow. It takes days,
Oh yeah.
and you got to turn that off, to get a fast download or upload.
Well, we just got that new cable.
Yeah.
And so our internet's better. But when we were having all those issues, and like a week before, my VPN wouldn't even work here
Really?
in this compound.
Mm.
So, I wasn't using the internet here. Even when we had it, I wasn't using it. I wouldn't check any of my stocks or anything like that.
I thought you got Starlink.
I do, but I haven't hooked it up. So I got to get Rodell to climb up there and put it up, because it's got to be completely obstruction free.
He can do it.
I'm afraid of heights.
Well, he can do it.
Oh yeah,
He climbs up these trees like it's nothing.
Yeah, I'll give him 500 pesos. Let him run up there, and then hooking it up. So I've got two friends who said they'll come and hook it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then when it comes time to do that, they're busy. So we'll see. Tomorrow I'm doing my first live stream with this, and hopefully everything will go well. So we'll see.
Well, so on your channel now, like, what are you gonna focus on? Because you're shifting things around there. You were doing apartments and houses that are rent, and then you were doing some investment stuff and some travel videos. So what's your niche going to be now?
I don't know. It's when, being single, the real estate videos, that was always good to have a pretty girl doing that. Well,
that's not hard to replace.
Well, we'll see. I'm working on it. So.
But did those videos even do that well?
Yeah, some did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, that place was with 65,000 pesos in Cebu, that condo you showed.
Yeah.
God, that's a crazy price. Yeah. It didn't look that good to me.
Yeah.
And so what? You got all the pool room and all that other stuff. Who cares about that?
Well, but it gets you out of downtown Cebu with all the pollution and the noise and everything, and you're only 10 minutes away from Ayala. And Ayala Mall and IT Park and everything. Either that, or you're going to live down in all that crap. And
yeah.
I hate Cebu. I hate Manila.
I don't like it either.
Too many people, too much pollution.
Too crowded.
Noise. Yeah. So, I had a great time on Mactan, though. The island where the airport is and everything. We went over, and the hotel we stayed at for $50 a night had a private beach with swim-up pool bar and jet skis and parasailing and banana boats and all that. Yeah. A good time there. Lots of good food. So that's the only good things to me about Manila and Cebu are really good restaurants.
Yeah, we're getting new restaurants here. We're getting, the mall. I don't know when that ever is going to be finished. Probably 5 years from now. But
you know what would be a good place for that mall? When they finally build that international airport, they could put an SM mall at the Dumaguete Airport.
Yeah.
All that'd be a good place.
I wonder if they'll keep that airport open, or if they'll close it down.
I doubt it. So, but another thing that'd be good here is an SNR.
Yeah, that'd be real nice to have that.
I did a video on Landers in Cebu. I think SNR is better.
Yeah.
Same thing basically, but I think SNR had better meat.
Yeah.
We've got enough foreigners here who would pay that membership fee. It's only 700 pesos for the year.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's less than $1 a month. So be able to get quality meat and things that you can't find anywhere else.
Well, it's getting better all the time. It takes patience, I guess. Yep. Anyway, so what's your plans for today?
Well, I tried to get my teeth cleaned again today, which has been a nightmare. I've been on a quest to do that, and 0 for 2 days in a row.
I saw some video like said don't get your teeth cleaned.
Here?
Yeah, it said don't, period.
Period.
Yeah. They said like floss and brush your teeth, and
I do all that, but I don't know. Still, I like to get mine cleaned about every 6 months, but 6 to 8 months. But here, for for 15 minutes. You go in there 15 minutes,
Mm.
and it's like, how good of a job can they do in 15
Yeah,
minutes?
really.
So, um, so I'm going to
I
try.
see so many guys there that got money and they got teeth missing and bad teeth and like, you know, it's
And
inexpensive here to get your teeth fixed, and it's bad health too. If you got rotten teeth, I mean, you can go to your heart.
I think the same thing when I see that. You'll see these guys, and it's
Yeah,
they've got money. They're well
yeah,
to do,
yeah.
and it's go get that fixed.
Mm.
Especially like one of your two front teeth is out.
Yeah.
Let's get that fixed. Come on, how hard can that be?
Mm.
So now I don't know. I think I'd still go to Thailand instead of here. I've got veneers, and every time I get my teeth cleaned, I've done it at a different dentist,
Mm.
and they're just fascinated
Mm.
by this dental work.
Mm.
They're just like, wow.
What happened with your kidney thing? You said you having trouble with your kidney when you had that
Well, I went
scan.
to Cebu. That
Yeah.
was one of the things that I did there, and my numbers were up. They were better by 50%.
Okay.
So I'm still drinking. This is cranberry juice, water, apple cider vinegar, and turmeric with lemon juice in it.
Oh wow.
So it tastes like your gym shoes smelled, back in high school. So, but it's getting better.
That's good.
So,
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. I had a friend of mine that he was my neighbor when I was in Dulce Vita, just like 4.5 years ago. And we decided to take a trip together. Went to Mindanao together and went over there. Went all the way down to Pagadian. Spent like 4 or 5 days in Mindanao. Had a good time. And I just had a friend of mine call me up and said that he's got serious Alzheimer's now, and he's got some girl living with him who's just been taking his money and not paying the rent.
oh Lord.
And so he's been evicted from his apartment. He's all confused, doesn't know where he is or what he's doing. And he's in his early 60s,
Oh my
you
goodness.
know, and they were asking me if I could have the embassy do something. 'Cause I think he's got an American passport, but he was born in England. And I said, well, I can't really do anything unless they request help. But, that's the worst thing. You see these guys and, all of a sudden their mind goes and they can't go online and do their banking or pay their bills, or they just all of a sudden start falling behind and there's nobody here to help them and no safety net here. And
Is it a nurse or a girlfriend?
it's a girlfriend who has been taking advantage of him for a long time apparently. And he'd get the rent money out, give it to her for some reason. She would supposed to pay the rent, but she didn't. They let him stay there for several months without paying rent. He'd been there for like 4 or 5 years. And then they said, you got to move out. So he moved out, and they said the apartment was disgusting, hadn't been to clean, and that he's letting himself go. He's not, showering or anything.
Wow.
And it's a sad story. And the thing is, it's too late now. Nobody could get him back home. How's he going to get there? So,
Is he broke? Did she take all his money?
I don't know. He was financially well off when I met him. We were hanging out. He actually at one time owned a nice sailboat, like a yacht that he lived on for a while and traveled around the world on it. And he was a really cool guy. But I saw him one time about 6 months ago up at the Red Table, and I was sitting with some other guys, and he came down and sat down, and he recognized me and everything. And I would say something to him, and he would respond with something totally different. It had nothing to do with what I just asked him or said to him.
Wow.
And it was real bizarre, the way he was talking. But
That is one of the scary things about coming over here.
Yeah.
You don't have family that can check up on you and everything. And if you don't have really good friends,
no.
that can help prevent
Well, and
something.
Alzheimer's and dementia, I mean, you need so much care, and you're so helpless. And even back home, some people end up on the street, back home. So there's no guarantees if you go back there, you're going to be taken care of. But anyway, I tell guys that when something like that, I'm sure he knew something was going wrong. That's when the time to leave would have been, to go back or do whatever when you're still, before it gets serious.
Yeah.
But
I do a lot of mind games, puzzles, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, my dad's 84 and still, has an IQ in the 130s.
wow,
And that's because he does that stuff. That's
Yeah.
why I got my math mind.
you got to
and all
work,
that.
work out your brain, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I see it working for him, so I do it as well. That's one thing that scares me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck over here and lose those
Yeah.
capabilities.
Yeah. Yeah, like the more I know, so many people over here now, like I can't even count how many that have died, and had bad things happen to them, and But the thing is, the same stuff would have happened to them back in America, their home country. It's not like the Philippines had anything to do with it.
Sure.
And some of them, I think, actually survived longer here because they did hire somebody to look after them for the final years of their lives.
And you can do that. I
Yeah,
mean, the main thing,
you can get a geriatric nurse to come over and live with you,
yeah,
for a reasonable amount.
yeah, absolutely. That it's you hope that your girlfriend or wife or whatever is going to take care of you when everything goes bad, but still, yeah, set up a contract, get you a nurse in, completely separate, and then just hope they don't make some kind of deal.
Yeah.
So,
well, the problem is when you have like a proof of life letter from Social Security or something like that, and it's got to be dealt with, and you don't have your mind anymore. And this Filipino that's helping you out doesn't know how to do it,
right.
And they wouldn't accept her anyway. If she tried to contact Social Security on your behalf,
right,
they wouldn't let her do anything for you. So,
yeah,
it's messy.
Oof. Well, yeah, that's a good thing. Hopefully, well, I won't need Social Security. I won't have to rely on that.
Yeah.
I'll just still be surprised if I get it.
I think in a few years it'll still be around. Whether it'll be around, like my son will be collecting it whenever this whole thing goes together. But so 18 years he'll get it, and we'll see if it's around in 18 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You keep talking about cutting it back and taking it away.
Well, they keep upping the retirement age.
Yeah.
I'm grandfathered in at 62, but I think for early, I'm grandfathered in at 65, but I think it's already 68 maybe or something like that. So,
you work your whole life, and then you get Social Security for like 9 years before you die. They're taking your money from the first day you start working. I started working at 16, and they were taking money out of my check at 16 years old. Here it is, I'm 70, and they're still taking money.
My first legitimate job, I was 15, working at Popeye's Fried Chicken.
Oh, yeah, I know Popeye's.
And in New Orleans, where I grew up, you could drive at 15.
Wow.
So my dad bought me a 1971 rusted out Plymouth Duster for my first car, and $200. And said, all right, but you got to pay for the gas and your car insurance. So at 15, I was working.
That was a nice little car, the Dusters.
Well, this one was rusted out and everything, and had the little 305. It wasn't. It was, wasn't one of the better ones. But he just figured I'd wreck it in 6 months or whatever, which I probably did. So, and then got a better one.
Well, anyway, thanks a lot for your time, and glad things are going well for you. You're going to be going on some fun trips. Kind of envious of you. And so, everybody, make sure you check out Kevin's channel. Too Much Time on My Hands, 65. And it's got a lot of great information there. Also, if you're curious about what apartments are going for and what houses are going, he's got a lot of videos on houses and apartments, and you can get an idea what the prices are in our general area here. And he's got some really good videos on if you want to do covered calls and investing. He can show you how he makes money, and you can maybe do it too. And so, anyway, we'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Thanks.